just go ahead and hit that subscribe button and get right into this one. Ooh-wee. Where is Tory Lanez? So Tory got sentenced to 10 years in prison, and everybody wants to know, where is Tory right now and what is he going through right now? I guess people are curious. They want to know what's life like behind bars for somebody who got a couple of $1 million and some celebrity status to himself. What's it going to be like behind bars for him? Well, this article got printed. Shout out to Meow. Shout out to MSN.com. Let's get into where Tory Lanez is now. He's confined to a segregation unit. Damn. Seg means, I don't know. Is that the place where you go, they put you when you checking in? Is that the place they put you when you drop your flag, you drop your gang, you decide you don't want to do that anymore, and you debrief and you go into Seg? I've heard many stories about Seg, but I've never been in it. Right now, though, let's get into the whole story. Los Angeles, California. Tory Lanez is currently conditioned. He is within the Los Angeles County Jail, and they've provided some insight into his daily life as his legal process continues. Remember, when you go into court, you are in jail. When you are convicted, you are moved from jail to prison. Tory hasn't been moved from jail to prison yet, even though he has been convicted. So he's still in the jail. Now, despite his celebrity status, Tory's circumstances have already altered dramatically his ability to move around the confines of this institution where he's at now. He is in administrative segregation, or they call it ADSEG. He is in administrative segregation. Administrative segregation is usually looked down upon if somebody check out and say, oh, I don't want to be punched in the face no more, I don't want to fight no more, and you bang on the door and you tell them, come CO or whatever you call it, come get me up out of here, and they put you in ADSEG. You know what I mean? I'm too soft to fight, I'm too thin to win, all that, my arm's too short to box, whatever the case may be. I tell them, young boys, don't be trying to go up in there, because your ass will be running to ADSEG too, or you be in there loving on somebody by force, if you know what I mean. Where is Tory now? So Tory is currently incarcerated separately from the normal population of the prison. So he is not in Gen Pop. He is in ADSEG. And of course, they're saying that that is for security reasons. I can see why. I don't think Tory is too big. Tory Lanez is probably about 5'4" at the most. I think I read an article one time that says he is 5 feet tall flat. Nothing above that. Not 5'1", not 5'2". I don't know. But I know that he is a small dude as far as his stature goes. That, combined with not built warrior style, combined with, I don't know if he got any martial arts or boxing skills, but it gets treacherous behind them bars. Plus, people know him for his celebrity status. You can have people in there extorting him for no reason. Somebody will run up on him and be like, yo, Ninja, my mama and my sister out there right now. I wish I could be out there to protect them. You out here shooting females. Bang, bang, bang. Punch him up in his face and all that. Matter of fact, run that. Run your commissary. Run your this. Or it don't even have to be about Megan or about his charges. It could just be the strong preying on the weak. I'm not saying he's weak, but I'm saying when it comes to being behind bars, if you don't have that predatory mindset and you're put in that situation where you have to swim with the sharks, you better become a predator quick, or you better get out the way. How do you get out the way when you're behind bars? You go to ADSEG, administrative segregation. Sometimes, though, the people who they put in ADSEG don't have a choice. That's the jail's job, to make sure that you are not a liability to them. In other words, if somebody like Tory Lanez goes behind bars, he is in there, he just got sentenced, and then we get bad news, Tory Lanez beaten to death behind bars or something like that, his family would have a field day with that institution. And we're talking about they would probably have to pay out millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? On top of that, the jail itself don't want those kind of problems. A celebrity is going to be treated like a celebrity for all different types of reasons. So although he is getting the celebrity treatment, we got to ask ourselves, is this healthy for his mindset? To go from screaming fans and jumping out of a Phantom Rolls Royce and jumping out of a brand new Escalade 2023 with security guard personnel and fat booty bitches all around you, to being locked in a cell 22 hours a day. Damn. That could do something to the mind, especially if it is a solitary confinement cell where you can't hear or speak to the people around you type of thing, and you only got one little window that you could see out of. That's the cell starts to close in on you, man. And I've heard from people who have had their experiences that somewhere along the line, being in that environment, you lose your mind. One of these days you get up and you just not sane anymore. You just done lost it, right? That's why people be coming out those situations buff and cut up, because they in there doing calisthenics. How many sit-ups and push-ups and jumping jacks I could do, how many times I could walk back and forth and pace the cell. I got to get on a program. I got to do this 4 times a day. Then I got to sleep 8 hours a day. Then I wake up and it's time for me to go out for my 2 hours. And I get in for my 2 hours. I do another workout. I'll wait for my food to come in. I do another workout. I go to sleep again. I read some books if they got books available. Blah, blah, blah. You got to occupy your mind in there. If you don't occupy your mind in there, far as I've been told, you could end up losing it. Them walls start talking to you. Tory Lanez's connections and activities within the correctional facility are severely limited as a result of him being placed in administrative segregation. According to law enforcement officials, Tory Lanez is only permitted to leave his jail cell for 2 hours every day. It's 24 hours in a day. I can't picture myself being locked in one room in my house for 22 hours out of the day for every day with no control of when I can go out and come back in. Everybody think that's easy. You know, you tell some of these people, you like, yo, before you go do that next jukes, before you go transport that dope, before you go run up on the ops and hit them up 100 shots, before you go do all that, I want you to go lock yourself in a bathroom at your house, and I want you to stay in that bathroom for 24 hours straight, and then you will know what it feels like, because you're probably going to be doing that after you get caught for years after years. That's kind of not really a deterrent, because if you lock yourself in the bathroom, it's already set in the back of your mind that I could walk out of this bathroom anytime I feel like it. But be locked in a space that small with no control as to when you get out of it and when you get back in. And I've been told by people that done time behind bars that 22 hours in and 2 hours out, they're like, man, that's bullshit, because sometimes they don't even come get you, bro. Sometimes you get showered 3 times a week. It's 7 days in the week. Sometimes you be in there stinking. Sometimes you don't get your 2 hours out and you're stuck in there 2-3 days in a row, 24 hours straight every one of them days until they come get you out. So it gets treacherous behind them bars. Remember, this is voluntary slavery. So they do with you as they will. Now, during his brief period, he is scheduled to share space with other convicts. He's not. The only space he's sharing with other convicts is probably when he goes to prison and get put in a seg unit. But he also has an opportunity to get some fresh air during a 3-hour leisure time each week. And that's where he's going to get a little bit of fresh air during a 3-hour leisure time each week. 2 hours per day and a 3-hour leisure time each week. And he shares outside space with other inmates before they go back in. But even then, I think they are divided. Tory Lanez, his reality comes after he was sentenced to a decade in prison for his role in shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Megan just came out on stage the other day and say, fuck all my haters, 2 middle fingers up in the air. Nothing that y'all saying online or said has broken me. Nothing that you said to the hotties, which is who she calls her fans, has broken them. They're still supporting her. She's still out here doing big shows, getting big checks. And somebody who harmed her, she got justice for it, and she don't give a flying. You know the rest, right? All right. Back to Tory. People are saying, damn, dog, Quarantine radio will live on forever. We miss you, Tory. People are still putting out information that I believe to be false, saying the only reason Tory went to prison is because it ain't have nothing to do with Megan. They set him up. They're working for Rockefeller. He refused to sign with Jay-Z, and this is why this happened to him. I so happened to go look up Tory Lanez's net worth, and I'm thinking brother is balling with like $50 million or $30 million or some Kendrick Lamar money. Tory ain't got much money, man. Tory got about $4 million. Now, that's a lot of money for me because I'm broke. That's a lot of money for you, too, because you broke, too. We all broke together. But his $4 million in the place that he is at, not the prison, in the entertainment industry, his $4 million, that's small money to a lot of people. Well, you can look at it like that, or you can look at it like he actually really has $4 million, because a lot of these rappers, they will put up their net worth that says $4 million when they really don't have a dollar, a pot to piss in, or a window to throw it through. If you know how the smoke and mirrors thing goes in the entertainment industry. Good example, we could talk about Kanye West. Kanye West was a billionaire recently until one bad deal because something came out of his mouth that he should have kept quiet, and he lost all his billionaire status and went right down to a couple $100 million, $400 million out of $1 billion, man. That means $700 million or $600 million disappeared instantly. So you see, the status that some of them are given ain't really real. But I've been told that Tory is in control of all his finances and his assets. Therefore, everything he has is his, including all rights to all his music and stuff. Now, despite his confinement, he has been granted access to the jail's commissary, where he can purchase a variety of items, including like snacks and soaps to go take a shower with and all that. Interestingly, though, the items that Tory Lanez purchases from the commissary, along with any money he has on his books at that moment, will accompany him when he leaves that jail and he is transitioned over to the big boy's house. That's prison. His upcoming transfer, which hasn't happened yet, which is set to take place within a month's time, that will send him to a intake center. This action will decide what correctional facility he will be housed in for the rest of his sentence. I've seen people do 10 years, and in their 8 years, they got moved between 2 to 3 different facilities. So it ain't always where you start, where you're going to end up at. We'll see how this goes for Tory. Tory's legal struggles is still ongoing. He's still pleading that he is innocent. He didn't do this. His lawyers has vowed to appeal this immediately and to fight this tooth and nail all the way to the end. Now, despite his conviction and his sentence, he maintains his position, and he said he's not going to apologize for something he did not do. Now, while he works through these legal complicated procedures, issues, his current reality is that he is in an administrative segregation unit. He is separated from the rest of the inmates, which provides him only limited hours of privacy, among other things, going through this type of lifestyle behind bars. Damn, this must be a shock to his system, right? It must be a shock to his system. We don't need to talk about the incident that occurred with Megan Thee Stallion. We already know it all too well. We know how he got the years in prison that he got and all that. This is just an update to tell you where Tory is at and how things are going for him so far and where he might end up and what his time behind bars is going to look like. When he gets to a prison, it is said that he will be placed in an ADSEG unit, which I've been told, and I keep saying I've been told because I ain't never been back there. The ADSEG unit is where, like, people say there are a lot of homosexuals back there. There are a lot of people because they're vulnerable, okay? And these are the ones that, like, transsexual type, may be looking more female than male, but it is a male with male parts, and it's in a male prison, or she or he is in a male prison, so they go there for protection, so they're not taken advantage of and abused in the general population. And along with them, you will also have stone cold killers and gangsters who've decided, hey, I'm dropping my flag. I don't want to do this gang stuff anymore. I don't want to be in prison being institutionalized. I want to be rehabilitated. So send me to ADSEG away from all this, because if I stay on the main line, I'm going to have to keep banging. You know how that goes. So that's where Tory is going to end up, in whatever facility he ends up in. We won't know until he goes to that check-in, and then they'll tell you from there to his intake center, and they'll tell us from this intake center what facility he'll be at. And of course, I'm sure they'll be leaving his information where he can get tons of fan mails and all that. And I hope whoever stands beside him or behind him or whatever, you know, send him some fan mail. Help him keep his head up. I mean, we make mistakes in life, man. And I honestly said this before. I'm going to say it again. Tory made a big mistake. That phone call that's recorded that we put up in another video we did, where he spoke to Megan Thee Stallion's ex-best friend the morning after from jail, it told a lot. It told a lot, fam. And in it, one thing I remember him saying, all them shots of Hennessy he took before he even got into the party that night. And he was blacked out of it, don't even know what was going on. We don't know what else Tory was doing. I don't know if he popped a couple of pills, smoked some weed, mixed that with some alcohol, was on a whole nother level, head gone, chip, and then did some stuff that he now regrets or doesn't even remember doing. Alcohol and drugs could do that to you. We'll leave this one right here. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one, and we'll catch you on the next video. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.